Hi Whittemore, this is Miss Scott, and today I'm going to review some fractions with you. You'll see this symbol a couple of times, and it means to press pause. So you can listen to what I ask you to say or do, and then press the pause button if you need a little more time. First, whisper to yourself and say what the word fraction means. Press pause if you need more time to think about it. A fraction means part of a whole. You can see in this picture I have one whole, and one part of it is blue. Next, whisper to yourself and say what the word partition means. Press pause if you need a little more time. Partition means to divide or split something into equal parts. So I have this orange circle, and it was partitioned into two equal parts. Now, whisper to yourself and say what a unit fraction is. Press pause if you need more time. A unit fraction is one part of the whole. These are some examples of unit fractions: 1/2, 1/3, 1/8. Now whisper to yourself and say an example of a fractional unit. Press pause if you need more time. A fractional unit is what the whole is partitioned into. A whole can be partitioned into halves, which means two equal parts, like this one. A whole can be partitioned into thirds, which means three equal parts, fourths, which means four equal parts, sixths for six equal parts, or eighths for eight equal parts. Let's count by unit fractions. So let's see here. I need to identify the fractional unit, and then I will count using the size of each piece. So I take a look at this whole, and I ask myself, how many pieces is it partitioned into? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 pieces means the fractional unit is fourths. So that means the unit fraction is 1/4. Each piece is 1/4 of the whole. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. Now let's count to see how many fourths are in one whole. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. There are 4/4 in one whole. Now let's try to name this fraction here. I'm going to start the same way. I'll ask myself, how many pieces is the whole partitioned into? Looking at the whole rectangle, and I'm seeing it is partitioned into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal pieces. That means the fractional unit is sixths. So that means each piece is 1/6 of the whole. Each of these pieces is 1/6 of the whole. If I want to know what the shaded fraction is, the gray ones, I'm going to count up by 1/6. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. If I want to know the unshaded fraction, I'll count the same way, but only for these white ones. 1/6, 2/6. 4/6 are shaded and 2/6 are unshaded. Let's try a drawing one. I'm going to try my best to draw nice shapes with equal parts, but it's a little hard on the computer. So when you try it yourself, I want you to try to make shapes with straight lines and equal size parts. I'm going to draw a rectangle, and it says to partition it into 3 equal parts. Oh no, I'm going to try that again. That's not so good. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to look pretty good. All right, that's a little better. Here is my rectangle, and I will partition it into 3 equal parts. There looks good, and there. So I have 3 equal parts. What is the fractional unit? 3 parts means that it is partitioned into thirds. 1/3, 1/3, and 1/3. It says now, shade one piece. Doesn't matter which one I shade, I'll just color this one in. And the question is, What fraction is shaded? Well, I know that each of these pieces is 1/3 of the whole. So I'm looking here, one piece would just be 1/3. Now, what fraction is unshaded? I know each piece is 1/3, so I'll count by that. 1/3, 2/3. 2/3 of the whole is unshaded. All right, I'll erase. And while I'm erasing, I want you to count by sixths until you get to one whole. So start at 1/6 and count up. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6 in one whole. Let me try one more. Draw a rectangle and partition it into 6 parts. You can try this one along with me if you have paper. Draw my rectangle the best that I can. Now I need to make sure it's closed first. Partition it into 6 parts. Split it in half first, and then I'll make some lines on this side. These look about equal. Oops, not that one. Close enough. What is the fractional unit? Well, if I have 6 equal parts, that means that the fractional unit is sixths. Let's see how many sixths are in this whole. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6. That is one whole rectangle. Now I need to shade in 4 pieces. Again, it doesn't matter which 4 I color in. I'll just do the first 4. Now the question is, what fraction is shaded? Well, since the fractional unit is sixths, that means the size of each piece is 1/6. So I'll count by 1/6. 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6. 4/6 is shaded. Put my 4 in my numerator and the 6 in my denominator. 4 are colored in, 6 pieces in one whole. What fraction is unshaded? Remember, each one is 1/6, so I'll count by that. 1/6, 2/6. 2 are not colored in, and there are 6 pieces in the whole. 2 pieces that are the size 1/6 is unshaded. This time as I'm erasing, I want you to count by eighths until you get to one whole. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, 8/8. Now, here's a little pop quiz for you. Your job is to identify the fraction that is shaded. So take a look at these pictures. I want you to tell me the fraction that is shaded for this first one, the second one, and the third one. So press pause and write down, if you have paper in front of you, or figure out and say the fractions out loud, the fraction that is shaded. Press pause now and unpause when you're done. And here are your answers. In this first one, 2/6 are shaded because the fractional unit is sixths because there are 6 pieces in the whole and 2 are colored in. 1/6, 2/6. In the second one, the fraction that is shaded is 5/8 because the fractional unit is eighths. There are 8 pieces in the whole and 5 are colored in. 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. And for this last one, the fractional unit is called halves when it's cut into 2 equal parts. 1/2, 2/2. But if I'm just looking at the shaded part, 1/2 is shaded. I hope this was a good review for you guys. See you later.